Archaeologists have found two male bodies in the suburban villa of Civita Giuliana, approximately 700 meters northwest of Pompeii. I'm sure you've all heard of Pompeii, but I'll give you a quick rundown version of the devastating event that happened. In October 79 AD, Mount Vesuvius erupted. This eruption lasted for 2 days. The first phase was pumice rain falling from the sky, which lasted approximately 18 hours, allowing most inhabitants of the city to escape. This seems to be confirmed by the fact that from the 20,000 inhabitants, only approximately 1,150 bodies have been found so far. Most people who escaped or tried to escape managed to salvage some of their most valuable belongings. Many skeletons were found with jewellery, coins and silverware. After approximately 18 hours of pumice rain, the pyroclastic flows began near the volcano. The pyroclastic flow consisted of high-speed, dense and very hot ash clouds, knocking down completely or partially all structures in their path, incinerating or suffocating the remaining population. The pyroclastic flows are believed to have reached a distance of 10 kilometers with temperatures of at least 250 degrees Celsius, causing instant death to everyone within that radius, even if people were sheltering within buildings. The people and buildings of Pompeii were covered in a 6-meter deep layer of pyroclastic flows, rock and ash, also known as tephra. Another effect was the complete alteration of the landscape, including the coastline. Since January 2020, excavations have been carried out in and around Pompeii, entirely financed by the Pompeii Park with €1 million to stop the grave robbers from destroying any remains in the area. Archaeologists felt the presence of voids in the more than 2-meter thick layer of pyroclastic material at Civita Giuliana. To their surprise, it was the remains of 2 male bodies. The compartment in which they found the 2 bodies had not only escaped earlier excavations in the 20th century, but also escaped the grave robbers, as a trench created by the grave robbers practically ran past the foot of one of the 2 victims of the earthquake. For the first time after more than 150 years from the first use of the technique, it has been possible to not only create perfectly successful casts of the victims, but also to investigate and document with new technologies the things they had with them when they were hit and killed by the pyroclastic flow. In these photographs, we see the phases of discovery of the bodies and making of the 2 casts in Civita Giuliana, about 700 meters northwest of Pompeii. These were the optimal conditions to try and get the casts of the victims, following the technique developed by archaeologist Giuseppe Fiorelli in 1863. The last attempt to make such a cast with human remains was in the 90s, with unfortunate results as it wasn't a success. Thankfully, this time the experiment was successful, even preserving what the 2 men were carrying. The oldest man is between 30 and 40 years of age, had a strong bone structure and was wearing a tunic. The youngest man is between 18 and 25 of age, had several compressed vertebrae, leading the archaeologists to believe that he was a manual laborer, servant or slave. He was wearing a tunic, possibly made from wool. The 2 men had bald fists, which are an indication that they perished by the devastation of the volcano, and they were found in what would have been the corridor of the villa. It's still a mystery in part that needs to be unraveled. The excavations in the upcoming months may give more clarification on where these 2 men were headed and perhaps to clarify what their role was in the residence where they were found. Civita Giuliana is the same estate on which 3 horses with harnesses were found in 2017. These horses might have been prepared for the imminent exit of their master. The first excavations in this area date back to 1907 by the Marquis Giovanni Imperiali, who then owned the land. The Civita Giuliana estate was outside the Pompeii city walls, with lush terraces and sloping gardens from which you could enjoy the enchanting view of the Gulf of Naples. The first research and studies done so far seem to have already identified the moment when the 2 men came to their end. On the 2nd day of the eruption, most likely in the morning on October 25, 79 AD. This latest discovery shows that Pompeii has not yet revealed all its secrets, and I'm curious to see what else it keeps hidden from us. But for now, you've reached the end of this video. If you enjoyed watching, then don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you'd like to see more of these kind of videos, and click the bell icon for notifications every time I upload. If you haven't seen my previous videos yet, then click the card in the upper right corner or click the link in the description down below. I also want to thank my Patreons Richard, Barry and NGC6543. And for now, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.